sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredon18 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Final Battle version Iron Man Mark 85. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this very cool looking box here. So as you can see, we do get a very similar looking style box that we got with the Final Battle Edition Captain America. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top says SH Figuarts. We do get the Tamashii Nations quality sticker, a great image of the Iron Man Mark 85 there. Then it does say Marvel Avengers Endgame. We do get the Avengers A, Iron Man Mark 85 Final Battle Edition, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here's the bottom of the box. We do get the warning in blood blessed, who cares about. Then an image of the figure. There's the top of the box. The one side there, that's a dope image. And then the other side. And the back here does show some pretty cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure able to take a closer look at this Mark 85, which I'm very happy is more accurate to the Endgame movie, unlike the first Mark 85 that we did get from Tamashii Nations, so I'm glad I skipped on that one. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations, like usual with an Iron Man figure, did a kick-ass job with the paint and sculpt detail. One thing I absolutely do not like about this figure is the arms there. See how, usually I'm not bothered by things like this, but like the knock-knee things, he doesn't have it, usually Mafex figures do. I don't like that, and then I don't like this, how the arms go outward from the elbow joints there. The bicep, it's fine. Then all of a sudden the forearm, it starts going outward. So I don't know why they did that. It just bugs the hell out of me. But you can kind of fix it if you want and do something like that. But I just don't like that there. But besides that, like I said, they did a kick-ass job with the figure. The head sculpt looks great. That does look like Robert Downey Jr. to me. It might not look as good on camera or in photos, but having it in hand, you definitely do see RDJ in there. And they did a nice job with the beard. Eyes are both painted looking in the same direction. Eyebrows are painted pretty good. There's a bit of shading on there as well. The hair looks great too. We get a brown color in there. I don't know if there's a darker brown as well along with the lighter brown, but it might be black also. Just looks really good, the hair. It's not like that goldish color that they use for some reason. I don't know why they do that. And the sculpt of the hair looks really nice too. And then the neck with the armor and the skin tone looks great. And then, since this is the Final Battle version, his armor is a bit dirtied up and does look much better than Captain America's. It looks more dirty, you know what I mean? I really do dig the way that looks. The arc reactor looks dope. I love how they did the blue lining inside of it. And then you could just see that wash all throughout the armor. And they did a beautiful job with the paintwork on the actual armor as well, with the maroon, the gold, that gunmetal grayish type color, even the small bits of blue as well. Really cool looking. Just under here looks fantastic. And the back there, great paintwork once again, and sculpt detail. Really dig this Mark 85 armor, actually. Even up at the neck looks pretty good around the collarbone, I mean. And the arms look pretty good too. Nice sculpt and paint detail all throughout that. Elbow joints look great, and they blend in perfectly like how they always do with their Iron Man figures. Then the legs here, I like the metal piece on the inside at the hip right there, up at the upper thigh right there. That looks pretty dope with that line work added into it as well. And then very nice sculpt and paint once again throughout the legs. Of course, we have the dirty look to it, which looks pretty cool. Knee joints blend in really well, just like the elbow joints. Lower legs look fine. And then the feet look pretty good too. Some people definitely will not like that you just see the joint in there and they don't have any armor covering it. Yeah, it's good for articulation, but for some reason they cut off, once again, just like with Taskmaster, they cut off the pivot from going any further. See what I mean? The pivot can definitely go a little bit further. I don't know why that huge gap is in there, just revealing the ankle joint there. And it doesn't really bother me too much, but I don't know why they cut off the pivot at a certain point, you know what I mean? But the feet look fine too, and then the bottom of them we get some peg holes and some sculpt and paint detail as well. So overall, Tamashii Nations, like usual when it comes to an Iron Man figure, they did a very nice job with the figure. Personally, for me, I'm not a fan of how they did the arms, how they start going outward from the elbow joint, and some people might not like how you can see the ankle joints, how they're so revealing. But besides that, beautiful job with the paint and sculpt detail on the figure. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, this Iron Man Mark 85 is included with the most and the best accessories we have ever gotten with an SH Figuarts Iron Man figure. So starting it off, he is included with 2 interchangeable head sculpts along with alternate necks as well. And starting on the left there, we do get the Tony Stark unmasked head sculpt, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. And if you look on his neck, you see some of his armor, then you see his actual neck as well. That's why they aren't just the head sculpts that interchange, it's also the neck as well. And like I said, it does look like Robert Downey Jr., and they did a very nice job with the detail on that one. Then we do get the masked one there, which looks great, man. It does have the battle damage look to it, and the paint is just nice, crisp, and clean all throughout it. And I love the baby blue paint for the eyes as well. Really nice job on this head sculpt. I love the silver and the blue that they added on there also. Just love the paint that they always use on their Iron Man figures, and they're very simple to swap out. I'll show you how to do that right now. And swapping the heads, like I said, is very simple. So when you pull up on the head, the neck's going to come off with it, of course. So that just pops right off like that. Take the masked one, push down on the joint, and then there you go. Like I said, very simple to do. So we do get the 2 interchangeable head sculpts with the necks, and then we also get a bunch of blast effects, and then we do get that swappable back piece, which has a bunch of repulsor blasts, I guess, on it. And then we do get a Nano Blade, which has a right hand molded onto it. So for the blast effects, we do get the basics here. We do have the booster effects here. This is the ones for the feet, of course, and they're the basic ones we always get with these Iron Man figures. And we do have the ones with the hands here. These peg into the bottom of his feet, and then we do have the pair of hands with the peg on the palms. So we do get those. Whoops, I dropped that head there. And then we do get the Repulsor Blast effect here. And same one we've seen with previous Iron Man figures that does peg onto the hand, of course. So we do get those blast effects. Then we do get 6 more, and we do get a pair of each one. So we do get 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. I just couldn't fit everything on this little base here. So before I go over the other blast effects, I want to show this piece, which does come on the figure out of the packaging. And as you can see, it has a peg on it, pegs right into the back of the figure, which I will show you shortly. But the other blast effects all peg into here, which I will also show you shortly. But beautiful paint and sculpt detail on this thing, man. This is so dope. And I believe they're on ball pegs, because you can articulate them around, move up and down, pivot, and then they swivel as well. All of them do that. So pretty cool that they're all on joints and you can move them around a little bit. Very cool accessory right there. Then we do get the interchangeable back piece, so when you don't have him using this, you just peg this onto his back. Like I said, I'll show you that stuff shortly. And darn it, I dropped a bunch of his hands. Then we do get the Nano Blade here, and this thing looks dope. It's a nice light blue translucent plastic for the blade there. And then we do get some nice red and silver paint, or maroon and silver paint on there, and the hand looks fine too. Pretty cool accessory there. So we do get that. Then we do get a pair of each one of these blast effects. So we do get the smaller ones for the bottom pieces. They're very sharp, but they look dope, man. They are a translucent plastic. They did paint them yellow and then orange and then white, and they do peg in. All of them peg into this piece here. Then we do get a pair of the larger ones here, and they're pretty much the same size. Their pegs are shaped differently, so you know which one goes to what. And these ones have 2 blasts coming off them, which look pretty cool. And I'm going to show you how to get all that on this Iron Man right now quickly, because it looks dope. But before we do that, I forgot to mention he's also included with his shield here. And this also has a right hand molded into it. And they did a nice job on this piece here, but it is a nice translucent plastic. And it does have some nice sculpt detail to it. So pretty damn cool accessories with Iron Man. Let me show you how to get this back piece on along with those blast effects right now, finally. Alright, so for that back piece with the repulsor blasts on it, I don't know what it's called exactly. So when you're not using it, you want to have this piece pegged in. And all you do is just peg it in like that. When you want to take it off, just dig under the side, pull up with your fingernail, and it'll pop right off. Now for these, you would just peg this in, which I'll show you shortly, but if you want to use the blast effects, as you can see, there's a little notch in each one of these that you gotta dig your fingernail under and pull all these out. They're very tiny, so be careful not to lose these pieces. Come on, you bastard, get out of there. Whoops. Almost lost that one. Almost jinxed myself. So there's those, then do these ones. Ooh, almost lost that one too. Alright, so get all these out. So now we have the peg holes there. And you can now peg it onto the figure. You can wait if you want to, but I would say peg it on so then you could set them up how you would want to. Okay, so the bottom ones have the smaller blasts here. So all you would do is just peg these in. Whoops, I hit the tripod. There's the other one. And then these two, all these are the same size, so just look at the pegs to see which goes to where. Now the smaller pegs go in the top ones. So I put the longer blast on the top and the shorter one on the bottom. That looks like it's the correct way to do it, because that's how it is on the packaging. Peg that one in, then take these ones here, peg those in, and as you see, it's very simple to do. And like I said, man, whoops, I put that in upside down. This Iron Man figure comes with the most and the best accessories I've ever seen from an SH Figuarts Iron Man figure, and that thing looks freaking dope once you have it all set up. I'll show you pictures later of certain poses I got him in. With that, I'm definitely going to have him on display like that, and I'm also going to have him shooting the Repulsor Blast out of his hands as well. So very, very cool accessory to include with this Mark 85. So we do get all that cool stuff, and then we finally get, minus the hand that's molded onto that Nano Blade, we do get 10 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of resting open type hands. You can also use this for his final scene when he's about to do the snap hands as well. Then we do get a pair of karate chippity chop chop hands. Then finally, freaking finally, they gave us some open palm blast hands without the damn pegs on them. Thank God they actually do listen, I guess. So really glad that they included these hands finally. With what Iron Man figure is this? I know it's got to be over 20 by now. But they finally included the Repulsor Blast hands without the pegs on them. Then we do get the Repulsor Blast hands with the pegs on them. And like usual, beautiful paint and sculpt detail throughout all 10 hands. And they are very simple to swap out. And like I always say, that's a good thing because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your final battle Mark 85 Iron Man figure. But anyway, that is all the awesomely great accessories included with this final battle Mark 85. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the reviews, shall we? Now for the height of this final battle version Mark 85 to the very top of Iron Man's helmet, it looks like he's just shy of 6 inches and 1/4 inch tall. And then areas compared to the Mafex Infinity War Thor, the SH Figuarts Final Battle version Captain America, the Infinity War Thanos, and the Infinity War Hulk. And then areas compared to the Mafex Black Panther and the Infinity War Iron Spider Spider-Man, the Comic Cave Studios Mark 43, and the SH Figuarts Star-Lord. And I think he scales really well with the Mafex Iron Spider Spider-Man. And then areas compared to the Storm Collectibles Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then areas compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this Mark 85 does have some very nice movement. So we do get 2 joints at the neck here. With both joints, you can get Iron Man or Tony Stark to look up that much. And this is, of course, with the unmasked head on. And then both joints looks down really well also. You do get pivot at both joints as well. And the pivot's really good, actually, as you can see there. And then it does swivel at the upper neck and a tiny bit at the lower neck as well. And then let me show you the articulation with the mask on quickly. Alright, and then the articulation with his helmet or mask on with both joints looks up pretty good. Both joints looks down much better. Nice pivot. You pretty much get the same movement. But with the swivel, this is why I wanted to show you it. I guess his jawline gets in the way of how the neck is sculpted, so you can't really get him to swivel the upper neck any further than that. So that is a bit odd. Then for the torso here, the joint does shift up a bit at the torso, so with that joint and the waist, he does crunch forward really well, but you do see some ugly gappage back there. And then with both joints, goes back pretty good. Very nice pivot at the torso, actually. That's pretty good. Waist just pivots slightly, then you do get swivel, and that joint is very tight. And then you do get swivel at the waist as well. Now for the arms here, you do get a nice circular motion there, and then the arms do shift in and out a tiny bit. So that's pretty cool. Usually their Iron Man figures do that, and then the arms do go out to the sides. A little more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have the true bicep swivel. Then we do have the double jointed elbows that do bend in all the way, so that is definitely awesome. Then the wrists do have the ball pegs, so they do move around a little bit, and then they do swivel as well. And then for the legs here, of course, they do drop down a little bit, and you want to avoid any paint rubs, so try not to let the upper thigh rub up on the crotch piece, because you don't want to damage your Iron Man figure. But he does kick forward about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Doesn't really go to the back too much. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here. And make sure you get these pieces right here under the crotch piece there. And he can't Van Damme it, but they do go out to the sides good enough. You do get swivel at that hip joint, and then you do get swivel at the upper thigh cut as well. And that upper thigh joint is also on a ball peg, as you can see right there, so it can pivot and move up and down a little bit as well. And I do really like those thigh joints on the Iron Man figures. Then we do have double jointed knees that do bend back pretty much all the way. Then the ankles here do swivel. They hinge up really well, so them showing the joint like that does benefit for the hinge moving up and down, as you can see right there. And then for the pivot could have been so much better. Same thing with Taskmaster with him now. Why are they cutting it off at a certain point, man? I mean, the pivot's not horrible, but it could have been so much better. So a bit disappointed with the pivot there. And then we do have a toe hinge. And then, of course, his feet are made of die-cast metal. So overall, the articulation is pretty basic when it comes to an SH Figuarts Iron Man figure. I do wish the ankle pivot was a bit better. I don't know why they keep cutting it off at a certain point. I'm noticing that now with MCU figures, so hopefully they stop doing that and just give you more pivot after the ankles. But you're going to be able to get this Mark 85 in some pretty damn cool Iron Man-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that's my review of the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Final Battle Edition Iron Man Mark 85. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an even 8. Articulation, I'd also give it an even 8. Accessories, I'd give it a 9. And then the overall quality, I would have to give an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from my buddy at Agelessgeeks, so you can check out their website at agelessgeeks.com. And when you check out, use codename Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Fightle. Damn it. Now for the height of this battle. Blah. The Mafex Infinity War. I almost said forward. Talk about milking a damn character. Jeez. And there's still another one on the way. Oh my god. Even though I have a bunch of figures of myself, but it's not the same damn one over and over with different accessories.